Hello students, I hope you all are doing well and we are going to continue the chapter friction. In the previous class we understood the different types of the friction, that is static, sliding and rolling friction. How are they different from each other? Today we are going to take some applications of the friction, means how the friction is helping us in daily life. And before we go for that advantages of the friction or the applications of friction, we will have some activity to understand the difference between sliding and rolling. If you remember, the last question that was given to you in the previous class is to prove that sliding friction is greater than the rolling. So we can also understand with the help of a very simple activity. Okay, so let's take the example. I have done the setup. This is one of these surface on which the object can slide or can roll. So I have given height one side so that anything can slide properly. So for us we have inclined plane on which the object can move. So this is called inclined plane. Inclined means it is having some angle with the surface. Okay. So in the previous class we understood the friction depends on the mass and depends on the nature of the surface. So take an example. This is one of the object which was shown to you in the previous class also. So I can place this object on the same surface in different ways. I can place this way, it can start sliding. I can place this way and it can start rolling. So if you observe both the things one by one, when I place it this way, hardly anything is happening, or if it is moving, it's very slow. And if I place it this way, you can see the speed of the object. So in this case, either I place this way or I place this way, the object is same, so it is understood the mass of the object in both the cases is same. Surface is also same in both the cases, but still we have a difference in the friction. So it is understood why the friction is different, because when we are placing this way, the object is trying to slide. Okay, so we need to give more height, and in this case the object is rolling. So here the difference is coming just because of the types of the friction, the sliding and the rolling. So it is understood when it is sliding the speed is very less, and when it is rolling the speed is quite high. So it is simply because the rolling friction is very less as compared to the sliding friction, because the only factor which is deciding the speed here is the type of the friction, because mass is same, nature is same. So that is how we can do simple activity in daily life and can understand any concept. So I hope you understood this simple activity. Okay, so now we are going for some concepts, that is applications of frictions. So application means advantages, how the friction is helping us in daily life, that we are going to understand with the help of simple examples and activities. I will be showing you 4 or 5 activities today that will help you to understand the concept properly. Okay, so very first thing is holding any object. So if I am holding this marker, it is just because of the interlocking between my finger and the marker. So overall between my finger and this marker also there is a friction. That is why I am able to hold it. Same, if you take the example here, I am holding the glass. Why? Because between the glass surface and my finger there is interlocking taking place, and that's why I am able to hold it. So friction is helping you to hold anything. And just take an example, if I apply the oil. So once you apply oil on this surface, what will happen? It will be difficult for you to hold the glass can slip, it can fall down. Why? Because once we apply the oil on this surface, the surface will become very smooth. So smooth in the sense that whatever irregularities we have on this surface, most of those will be filled by the oil molecules. And once the irregularities will be filled, what will happen? The object will become very smooth and the friction will be very less. So once we apply some oil or some slippery substance on this glass, it will start slipping down. I can't show you because the glass can fall down also. So in that case, what will happen? Friction will be less. So the simple concept is, if we are holding anything, it is just because of friction, and once we apply the oil or anything on the surface become slippery. Why? Because oil, or take an example, if you are putting the water also, you know, water surface is quite slippery as compared to the dry surface. So if you put the oil or water, so oil or water molecules, basically what they do, they fill the irregularities. Okay, so due to this, what happened? Friction becomes less, so you can say friction reduces and difficult to hold. Difficult to hold the object. So this is the first thing. So if you are holding anything, you are lifting anything, you need to have the grip between your hand and the object, so that the friction can be there, and that can help us to hold the object. And once we apply some liquid or some oily substance on the same object, that will become slippery because of the molecules of the liquid or the oil, we can say, that will fill most of the irregularities of the surface, and the friction will become very less, and because of less friction it will be difficult to hold the object. So I hope this much is clear. Okay, so we can write down holding any object, or to hold any object we need to have the friction. Without friction you can't hold the object. Okay, next, number 2 that we can take is writing on paper. Okay, so writing on paper with pen or pencil. So the simple concept is, if we are going to write on a surface, for example this is a notebook, and I am able to write anything with this notebook, on this notebook with the pen. So why? Because between this pen and the notebook there is a friction, and because of the friction you are able to write also. Okay, and now just take an example. If we take the oil and the same oil is spread on it, very less amount, or the oil is just spread on it, what will happen? This oil will fill the irregularities on the surface, yes or no? And now if we try to write on the same paper, it is difficult. Why? The time you apply the oil, now the irregularities on this paper are basically filled with the molecules of the oil, so most of the irregularities are covered, and what happens? The friction will reduce, because we know for the friction we should have irregularities. So less irregularities, less friction, and now without friction it's difficult to write on the oily paper. So you know, if you try to write on the oily paper, butter paper, is very difficult because the friction is very less, because most of the irregularities are filled with some molecules, so that can be filled with any liquid molecules. So that is the second thing that we understood here. Now let's take the other example that we have, that is, so I hope this part is also clear. So we can write down, that is, friction between paper and pen helps to write. So we can't write on oily surface. Why? Because of less friction. So that is another thing we understood. We cannot write in the absence of the friction. So any surface or any paper can become smooth, and because of that the writing with pen or pencil can be difficult task for us also. So I hope this is also understood. For writing or even to draw anything on the paper, you use the color, and for that also the friction is very important. So try to draw on the oily paper is very difficult. Am I clear? Now we are going for the third one, that is in charging the object. So even the object can be charged with the help of friction. So for this I have a very simple activity for you that you might have heard about it somewhere. So these are the small pieces of paper that you can see on this, and this is the comb. And you know, once you start rubbing on it, on your hair, on the dry hair, what we are doing, we are basically giving friction, and because of the friction between the comb and the hair, this comb can also get charged. So let's see what will happen. So you can see the pieces of paper are getting attracted. You can rub it more to charge it properly. I can see the attraction, how the paper are basically lifted up with the help of this comb. So even this comb or any plastic material, the scale can be charged with the help of friction, and that is just one of the application of the friction only. So charging the object is also there because of friction, and it is understood if you do the same activity on the oily hair. So if you have the oil on your hair and you try the same activity, it will be difficult to charge the object. Why? Because once we apply the oil on the hair, the friction will be very less. So if you try to rub it on your hair, it will not be getting proper friction. So the comb cannot be charged. So we can say overall, that is, for charging we should have the friction between the object or the two objects. So simply we can write down the charged can be produced on a neutral object by friction. Okay, so more friction, more charge. Okay, and no friction, no charge, by rubbing. So there are different ways of charging the object, but when we talk about charging by friction, that is rubbing, then we have to have the friction, otherwise not so possible. So this is the third application. We can say we can charge anything with the help of the friction. So I hope this activity is also clear to you, not so difficult. Then number 4, application. So walking or running. So on ground. So the concept is the ground we have or the surface we have on which we are walking. So when you basically try to walk, what happens here? You are basically giving backward force. So you give the backward force to the ground, and because of this you get the forward friction. So in this case also there is a friction, that is between your leg or the foot, we can say. Between the foot and the ground there is a friction, and that friction is basically helping in the interlocking with the ground. So when you are walking or running on the ground, you need to have a grip. So gripping should be there with the surface, and that gripping is done only with the help of the friction. So the simple concept is, if we are running on the ground, if you are walking on the ground, it is just because we are able to have a grip with the ground, and that gripping is nothing but the friction. So if friction is less, so we can say if friction is less, so what will happen? Less gripping. and difficult to walk. So, or run. So, to walk or to run on the ground, we should have a sufficient friction, sufficient gripping, and that's why if the surface is very smooth and very oily, then you cannot walk on that. You can fall down, because when you are trying to run or walk on the oily surface, your body is not able to have proper gripping with the ground, means the friction has been reduced, and because of that you are not able to move forward or backward anywhere. So you start slipping and you start falling on the surface. So simply we can say that is the gripping or friction helps us to move or run on any surface. So can be written here, difficult to walk or run on oily surface due to less friction. So the concept is same. If we have this surface, so this surface is having irregularities, and once we apply the oil, what will happen? So oil will fill the irregularities of the surface, and once the irregularities will be filled, then it will become quite smooth. So oil or the water basically fill the irregularities of the ground or the surface, and then it becomes very smooth, means friction will become less, because we know less irregularities, less interlocking, and less will be the friction. So that is how friction is really important in the real life. Otherwise most of the work that we do will be difficult task for us, and many of them will not be done also. Okay, so I hope this is done. Let's go for number 5, that is grooves on, you can say, slipper or tires. So grooves, we can understand this is the slipper or the sandal. Okay, so you can see at the base what kind of irregularities are given. So this is nothing but the grooves. The irregularity that you see on this surface is groove, and the same thing you see on the tires of the wheels. So even in the wheels, if you see the tires that we are having, on the tire, if you see there are some pattern made on it, and this pattern are nothing but the grooves. So these grooves are just helping in the friction. So you understood, if more irregularities we have, more grooves we have, what will happen? It will have more interlocking with the surface on the ground, and then you are able to walk properly. So to walk on the ground, to run on the ground, or even the football player, if you see the kind of the shoes they have, at the bottom or the base they have lots of irregularities, the spike like, so that it can have proper gripping with the ground. So same thing with the tire also. On the tire we have the grooves, so that when the vehicle will move on the ground, the tire will have proper gripping with the surface and the vehicle will not slip. So that is also, to overcome the accident, we need to have proper gripping, proper friction with the surface, otherwise the vehicle may not move. So we can say, to walk using the slipper or the tires, to move, or the wheels to move on the ground, we should have proper friction so that it can be done, otherwise it's difficult. So we can say that is the grooves increase the gripping or friction. So we can say gripping or friction with ground. Okay, and it helps to move properly without slipping or skidding, we can say. So that is one thing that you should know. So one thing we know, that is with the time, when the slipper becomes old, then this surface become quite smooth, and then if you want to use it, it's difficult. You start slipping on the surface and then you basically throw it out. So that is how the friction is helping us in this way to work and move, and even the vehicles are able to move. So skidding and slipping, they are almost same thing. So I hope this you also understood. Number 5, and I am going for the last one, that is number 6, that is to produce heat. So in general, when the friction takes place between the two objects, then heat is also produced, that you should know, and that heat can also be utilized in daily life. And the best example we have is the matchstick. So you know how it works. The chemical composition we learn in one of the chapter, but for friction one thing is clear, that is this surface is quite rough and this surface will have a friction with the other. So this between the two, that is this surface and the matchstick, will have a friction, and that friction basically helps to produce the heat, and that heat is that much that can start burning also. So in general how the matchstick works we'll discuss in one of the chapters, not today, but the only thing is, if the friction is not there, means if you apply the oil on this surface also, then you see the matchstick will not work. So that is very understood. Once we apply the oil or water, then this surface will become very smooth, and if the smoothness will be there, friction will be very less, and because of less friction the heat may not be produced. So by increasing the friction we can have heat, and that heat can also be utilized in daily life, and the matchstick is totally based on the same concept. So we can say to produce heat, that is friction produces heat. Okay, so in matchstick friction between the head of stick and the rubbing surface helps to produce fire. So in general in this process some heat is produced, and because of some chemical that we have with the matchstick, the heat finally starts some chemical process, and because of the matchstick catches fire. So these are some applications from daily life, but this is not so limited. Okay, so lots of applications we have in the daily life where we can see the friction, we can understand the friction, and you can apply the friction concept. So I hope these activities you have understood today, and you can try these activities at home, all the activities that I have shown to you, and you can see all the activities can be done being at home. I haven't got anything from the market, and that is how you should learn science, doing the activities from the materials that you have at home and learn the concepts. Okay, so for today the topics are done, and only some questions to be given to you so that you can try at home. I hope the applications of friction is clear and you are not finding any difficulty, and once you start doing the activity you will have more understanding of the concept. So take some questions. So find out any 3 more applications of friction. Explain them properly. one question only for today. So I have explained 5 examples, but you have to find out more 3. That is something which I have not done today. And how the friction helping there, you need to explain it properly. Try to give the answer with the help of the diagram. And how the friction can increase or decrease there, and how the problem can be there because of absence of friction, all you need to find out. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand the concept of the friction, and I'm trying my best to give you all the explanation. But still, if you are finding doubts, write down anywhere, because whenever we have the discussion or live session, we can have the discussion of the doubts, because I see the students are not asking that much in the live session. That is very important to ask the questions, clear your doubts, because that is to be done anyhow. So when the chapter is over, then we go for the next chapter. Then if you are asking some questions from the previous chapter, then it will have difficulty. So I hope you will try to go through the chapter properly, try to go through the video properly, and revise the concepts and maintain the proper notes. And for today it's done. Just take care, be at home, be safe. Hari Om.